such a restful day yesterday, such a lazy day that today it's time for some action. It's not Sunday, it's a Saturday, but I'm doing a big weekend reset. A really restful day yesterday. I think that's probably why I look so tired today. I don't know if anyone's ever had it where they like have that sleep that absolutely knocks them out after like a day of laziness and you wake up looking like you've been hit by a truck. There's a lot to do around the house, the weather's really bad. I want to do some like real deep cleaning and I'm gonna start in the kitchen, I think. We moved in just over 2 months ago and the kitchen cupboards, we just like threw everything in, and there's a few bits that I just want to reorganise and get it like a bit more optimised. I should have got up earlier and started this earlier, but it doesn't really matter because we're just going to get done what we need to get done. It's 11:05. I haven't been very active in like tidying and stuff this week as I go because I knew that I was going to leave so much of it for the weekend. But anyway, let's get started. The actual kitchen work I want to do is just 2 cupboards that need sorting out. I'm going to show you. I feel like they don't really make sense, but I don't know how deeply I'm going to sort them out today. In terms of like reorganising them or just simply like tidying them up. We've got cupboard number 1, which is a bit random. It's got like, ignore the curacao, it's got like all of our oils and soy sauces and stuff in it and vinegars, some stuff that shouldn't be there. Then at the top you've got all like my health food bits. So I've got peanut butter, like all my nuts, grains, chia seeds, honey. Then this third one is like nothing basically, dates. I bought this for spices, but everything was actually already arranged. So I just chucked it on the top shelf out of the way. So we're gonna take that out and put something there. I can't reach this unless I'm standing on a step. So I think it's gonna need to be things that I don't reach for that often. Opposite it, we've got cupboard number 2, which I had this. So this is turned into spices. So I think this is gonna need to come out and be swapped with this. Tins, which to be honest, we don't buy that many of, but they're getting like more in volume. So I'm gonna need to move them. And then this isn't well cupboard. Pastas and rices, again, feel like that shouldn't be there. More pastas that were too long, and then like baking stuff, so like flour, sugar, and other pastas. So this doesn't feel right to me. Annoyingly, because these are hard to reach, I need oils and spices in separate cupboards because I just like to have them easily accessible. And it makes sense for me to have oils in this one and like cooking stuff because the hob is right there. I feel like should maybe happen is we have spices in this one, oils in this one, cans on this shelf, rice and pasta up here, carry on with the whole foods section right there, and then move baking goods to the very top where I can't reach. We could do rice and cans there and then pastas on the top because we don't reach for pastas that much really, but we reach for rice all the time. This feels like a big task. It's really not that big of a deal, but I want to just put spices on here because this is really annoying me. But annoyingly, it like doesn't fill the whole. Also have made the mistake several times of buying olive oil that is too big, and I could just take out the shelves, but honestly I just can't be bothered to do that. It's just like too big of an endeavour. Soy sauce doesn't fit either. They would be quite easy to take out, I just don't know if it's worth it. Because like I couldn't even just move it up 1, I'd have to move it up 2, and then that top shelf wouldn't be able to fit anything on it. Right, it's more or less done. It didn't take me long at all because we threw out loads of expired stuff like before we moved. All my cupboards are fairly empty considering, but to be honest, it's just better space, isn't it? So all my oils, dressings, that kind of thing are in here. There's loads and loads of room in here. And I know that this is going to be like really jarring to some people that we have to like search around, but that's just how I prefer to do it. I did move this up. It was a little bit harder than I thought because some of these were really in, but this is just so much better than having it on the counter. And maybe I'll put it back down there, but it's just nice to have the option to put it away because our counter space isn't huge, so it gets quite cluttered. Does mean I slightly struggle to reach this shelf now, but it's fine. I might end up like shoving this across and moving some of these down there because things like honey and the coconut and the peanut butter I use like nearly every day. So, you know, it's just finding out what's going to be functional for you. And then this is great because baking stuff is up really high and this just about fits in here. I don't use this stuff that often and there doesn't need to be a huge space for it. Into cupboard number 2. Again, we didn't have a lot of spices, and I know this is going to be, again, annoying to some people that these aren't ordered like in colour or brand and stuff, but I tried to put it by height so that it's easy to like grab stuff out of. I'm a very functional person in the kitchen. Like I need everything to be where it makes sense to be and it's easy to grab. So I tried to put the shortest ones at the front and then this needed to be at the back a bit. I feel like I need to swap places of some of these because that's really hard to get out. Not that I use that often, but I had to decant my white pepper because it exploded. These I don't use that often. These I've got in like shakers, my MSG, which I use all the time. I keep loads of these like little things that your grapes come in because they're really handy for cupboard organisation if you don't want to buy like all new organisational stuff. So I keep all the sachets and like stock cubes in there. I probably will get another one for this top shelf. It means you can just pull stuff out easily and look for it. As much as I love like all of the, you know, people that buy all of this kind of stuff, like relabel all their spices in their jars and stuff, I just don't have money to spend on that. And also, it's just creating more effort. I love aesthetic stuff, but for me, it doesn't really work all the time. If I could pay someone to come and do it, I would, but I can't afford that, so. We actually do need to do a food shop, so everything is quite barren. But a second shelf, rices and grains, orzo, quinoa, and then canned stuff because we don't ever have that much canned stuff in. And then top is pasta. I need like a spaghetti holder, but it's not gonna fit in any of these. Unless it fits in this one, actually. It could do like an upright one, you know, like the vintage ones. We used to have one at the old house. I'm gonna do my tea cupboard while it's fairly empty. I've got a big bag of loose leaf up there, but I don't know if I can be bothered at the moment. It's annoying because I need more jars and stuff. So like everything's in sachets, boxes. It's like quite tricky to navigate. My coffee pods, I need a holder or something for them because they only go in lengthways and then I can't put anything on that shelf. I could move one of the shelves up and put that in there because I've got this spare now, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I think I'll revisit tea another day, and then I need to sort out the mess that's on the top of our fridge. I don't know if I'll do the top of the fridge today. One step at a time. Don't get too ahead of myself because otherwise I get overwhelmed. What I'm going to do now is a big clean because the kitchen is filthy. I need to like wipe down all the fronts of the cupboards. I need to put all the washing away, do the washing up. I need to like pull out all the appliances and do the counters. I'm gonna leave the washing up until we get back from our food shop because my washing up gloves have a hole in them and I need to get more washing up gloves. I hate washing up without gloves. So let's start putting some stuff away. Take a little break, just like really random stopping points. I remembered I had leftover Chinese takeaway in the fridge. I was like, oh, I'm really hungry, we're going to go food shop soon, I don't want to do it on an empty stomach. And I sliced the pad of my finger open on the metal container of the Chinese takeaway thing of rice. You know, like these ones, like when they're really, really sharp on the edge. And I felt it and I thought, oh, I was like, that was weird. And it kind of hurt. And then I looked, and you know, when it's like not even bleeding, it's just like a slice, but it's like right through the middle of the pad of my finger. And obviously I have no washing up gloves like I was saying earlier. So luckily I'm left-handed, it's on my right hand, but I'm just like really annoyed because it looks gross and it like made me feel a bit, ugh. I won't show you. It's not bleeding, so it's fine. It's not like badly bleeding or anything, so it's fine. I feel like it was a sign that I shouldn't have eaten the leftover Chinese. Anyway, I'm gonna eat and then I'm gonna carry on. putting out kind of like any dead leaves, mouldy bits, just having a general tidy up. She's a bit unruly, so sometimes I tape up like some of the lower hanging leaves, but I've untaped them all just because I thought maybe it could use a bit of room to breathe. And then any kind of leaves that look weak or yellow or that they've snapped, because sometimes she snaps a bit when transporting, I just pull out, or like any of the small ones from the bottom that feel like particularly flimsy, I just trim them out. I'm quite ruthless with it. I think cutting back plants just really allows them to thrive, so don't be scared to prune. She's still putting out quite a good amount of new leaves, which is great. I use this plant food I got from like a local plant shop called Between Two Thorns. It's seaweed extract, it's really strong. I've had it for a couple of months now. I literally only use that much. You need like 10 millilitres per litre. So that's what I've done for my rubber plant and my monstera, including the water propagated one. I've had no more issues with mould since I've moved this. It was a air circulation issue, it wasn't a drainage issue, so this monstera has always been propagated in water, so once you propagate them in water you don't need to worry about drainage. I previously had a millipede issue with my rubber plant, which makes perfect sense because I got it from a garden centre, not a plant shop, so you have to be quite careful with your plants from garden centres and like supermarkets and stuff because they often have pests. But I gave it a neem oil drench and that helped. There wasn't a huge amount, but it was disgusting. They were all like this big and they were in the bottom, and I was just more worried about having loads of millipedes in my house, to be honest. And then I've bottom fed my monstera with the fertilizer. This will probably be the last batch of fertilizer I do for them because it's the winter now and they don't need it, and because I'm nothing if not obsessive, I write down when it was I last watered them, so I'm going to do that now. I'll put the other two back once they're done sucking up some water because I leave them for quite a long time, like a couple of hours. But I did get this grow light from Gatherer. I can link it in the description box. It's not like an ad or anything like that. I bought it with my money. It's a full spectrum LED one because I've moved the plants again away from the windows. I'm still in the process of moving a lot of stuff around in the flat, and this is where they best sit for now, I think, but it means that they don't get a lot of natural light. The light back here is quite weak, and I know that rubber plants and monsteras, rubber plants love sunlight and monsteras like a bit of indirect. So I thought having the grow light on for a couple of hours each day would just help them out. It's quite a good one, it's got a timer, and also it just acts as a nice like secondary light source in the flat in the evenings and stuff like that. You can angle it, it's got like a little goose clip on it. That's the only thing. I would have had it somewhere else, but there was nowhere that I could clip that on, so I think it's a little bit unsightly on the shelf if I'm honest, but for now it'll have to do. It's quite like a, I don't want to say like a natural light, but it's a nice light. It's not like too harsh or like a white, it's like quite warm, and you can up the strength as well, and it's got a 12, 6-hour or 3-hour timer on it, and you can change how many of each one you have on. Just feel like it's a nice bit of blast of light for them in the evening or in the winter. I've reached the point in the full deep clean slash reset. I don't think it's like a deep clean, but I've reached the point in the reset where I'm like bored and don't want to do anymore. I've done the kitchen. Doug said he'll hoover when we get back from the food shop so I can mop because I decided I didn't want to hoover, and then I've got to get washing up gloves when we food shop so I can do the washing up and like clean inside the sink and stuff like that. So that's done. It's literally already like 2 o'clock. I've been really taking my sweet fucking time with it. I've done all my plants. The living room doesn't need a lot doing to it. It obviously just needs like a tidy and a hoover. I'm gonna dust the blinds because I haven't done it since we got in on notice the other day. They're quite dusty. So yeah, Doug's just got in the shower. I'm gonna carry on and then we'll go get some food. I've decided I'm not going to do the bathroom today. Like, I'll go over it, but deep clean of the bathroom is like a whole other beast, isn't it? So I will probably do that tomorrow or like an evening in the week, or I'll get Doug to do it. Pouring with rain, it's so grey outside. There's not much that really needs doing in the living room, to be honest. Guys, so I kind of went a bit AWOL off camera because I got to the bathroom and I just gave it a quick like sweep over, but nothing crazy. I just like cleaned the sink, cleaned the mirror, and I was just like so deep in it that I wasn't filming. I did all the washing up and then I promptly cooked dinner and like destroyed the kitchen again. So I feel like this has been a decent reset for me, but I don't know what the quality of the vlog is like. I feel like I haven't shown you enough or like talked to you enough. A lot of it has been like montagey footage. Let's get into the bath and wash my hair because it is so friggin' greasy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm exhausted. Obviously I've just done like a full day of tidying. The spider is still under the glass on the floor. I'm gonna get Doug to deal with that for me. It's just a little bit too big and a little bit too fast for my comfortability. I'm gonna head off for the evening. I hope this was all right. I hope you enjoyed it because it definitely wasn't a very chatty one, that's for sure. I'll put my socials in the bio for you and I will see you on the next video. Have a lovely evening.